Hey everyone, Rick here. It can't be 2018 already, can it? Wow. I know it's already a quarter through the year, and I have yet to have taken my 2018 board game, well, I guess I should say game room tour in general. So let's go ahead and just take a peek. I didn't even look at my last video. I'm not sure how much has changed. There's definitely a lot of new stuff here, but for the most part, yes, here are the gaming shelves. This time I am going to put some kind of disclaimer in the title, like Tabletop Game Room Tour, because I got a lot of hate for my last game room tour, probably because in the, what do you call it, the, snapshot, whatever it is, that little thumbnail picture had the Nintendo Wizards and Warriors game on it, and I think people thought it was a video game room tour. Of course, that's what most people are probably used to with game room tours, though there are a lot of tabletop game room tours out there. Obviously, video game room tours overshadow those by a mile. But anyway, Calix, Ikea shelves. I do the 4x4s with the 2x4s on top of them, and they're obviously the perfect board game shelf. People may disagree. Anything that you know is popular or is hyped or, oh my gosh, don't say it's perfect for board games, because someone's going to hear that and say, no, I hate Calix shelves. I like these other shelves way better for board games. Good for you. I use other shelves as well, but there's no denying the beautiful fit of modern board games in these cubes. It is gorgeous. So whatever. But anywho, it's always so fun to try to stick things in there and, try to fit as much as you can into a cube. But anyway, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this. This is all tabletop board games. Very few games are in any specific order. I'll try to lump some of them together, like Defenders of the Realm stuff or Castle Panic stuff, whatever. And of course, the box is way too big for anything, have to go across the top. But some of my favorite games, I love Automania. I actually love Parfume too. Talisman's a classic. Roll and Move. I have some RPG stuff down here. I keep almost wanting to pull this out and put it somewhere else just to free up space, especially a lot of this like magazines, old magazine games. Not that's brand new, basically. But some of these are like, look at this, old copy of Fantasy Gamer. Yes, that's fantastic. So there's actual games in a lot of those magazines. But yes, there's all sorts of stuff here. Cave Evil is amazing. And some other huge, gigantic games up there. Any questions on anything, just let me know in the comments. I will be happy to answer. Recently, I've pulled out all my Crossmaster, Crowsmaster Arena stuff. That is just a few of the boxes down there, but all the figures I took out of there, filled up, gave me a lot more space for more games down there. Escape the Dark Castle is just fantastic. Oh my gosh, that's an awesome game. And I've put all the figures somewhere else, which really freed up a lot of space. Over here, just a couple tables. That's a tablecloth over there on the left. I took it off the table for now, but I've used this for 2-player games before. You just move all that stuff up there. I got so much junk. I had to put it somewhere. This was probably new since the last video, right? This is the Widower's Wood box. So there's some button snaps down there. You just take that off. And in here is actually the Widower's Wood game from Privateer Press. And that was a Kickstarter thing. I have a full video on that you can go take a look at. I can't remember, probably, right? I had these vending machines in here before, but I just have few vending machines here and there. Obviously things that I really wanted. So I buy the machines first, and then I buy the actual stuff to put in them. So these are some Mystic Gemstones. Each one comes with a pouch. I just love it. And then, of course, some little dragons. Got to have the fantasy theme going. And then here's Cecilia. She's just waving hello. See, I use other shelves too. These are, and don't ask me what these are. My dad just got these at an auction. So there's a lot more games there. All my trading card, well, not all, but a lot of my trading card game cards are down there. Obviously, Zombicide Black Plague takes up a lot of room. Still waiting for the rest of the Green Horde stuff. Besieged, Conan, just ran that a few weeks ago. That was a lot of fun. Tons of games. A lot of stuff has to go up top. And that is that shelf. Coming over here is another one of those shelves. War of the Ring Anniversary Edition. Zaya is amazing. Celestia is awesome. A whole bunch more Arcadia Quest stuff. More expansions than I'll ever use in my entire life. Probably Sheriff of Nottingham's awesome. Ethnos is amazing. Calix is one of my favorite games. I came into Calix late, and my gosh, that is an amazing game. One of the first truly worker placement games. Jamaica, Rise of Augustus is awesome. All the Swords of Sorcery stuff, the others, I haven't even touched the others. War Quest, one of my favorite games of all time. Adventureland's awesome. Fleet Commander stuff, I want to break that out. Dice Forge, one of my favorite games of all time. Century Spice Road. Century Golem Edition is amazing. Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, I finally got that Kickstarter in. Got everything punched and assembled on that. I'll come back to this later. More vending machines. And these orb bots are so awesome. They come in literally in an orb. And they're on sprues. So you can clip them, but you can also just kind of bend them. And then put together these robots. So that is awesome. Brick Ops. Obviously, Lego knockoff kind of figures and pieces. And some fortune dice, which are awesome. So it's like a magic 8-ball, but you roll a dice. And the dice actually have different sayings on them. So they are different in that way. Some warbots, some poo-mojis. Oh, yes. More shelves over here. My favorite game of all time is still Agricola. Battle Masters, Dust Tactics, Chaosal, Conquest of Narath, all amazing games. Lords of Waterdeep is awesome. Castle for All Seasons is awesome. Spells of Doom is amazing. Black Fleet, one of my favorite games of all time. Just the original base set of Fleet Commander is amazing. Thunderstone Advanced came out with Thunderstone Quest not long ago. I think that's in stores now from the Kickstarter. Nexus Ops is awesome. But lots of more stuff. Oh, one of my favorite games of all time. CO2, Castle Merchants, Kingdom Builder, Merchants of the Middle Ages. Master Builder is down there somewhere. It is just awesome. So more Calix goodness. I guess we can take a look at this now. I just recorded a video of this, so you can see the full tour of this Dwarven Forge dungeon. Yes, it's all Dwarven Forge pieces. It should not surprise me how unfamiliar a lot of people are with Dwarven Forge, just because I have, like, dedicated my life, essentially, to Dwarven Forge. But Dwarven Forge, folks, it comes pre-painted or unpainted, but pre-painted, come on. I keep touching the brightness on this, I'm sorry. Pre-painted dungeon terrain, walls, floors, miniatures, all sorts of stuff. So yes, this, and people, and I posted pictures of this online, people are like, oh my gosh, that's neat, but it's only one setup. I mean, what if you want to change rooms? Guys, this is completely modular. Most of the pieces are 2 by 2 inches, and they're just squares, and you literally put this together. It's like RPG Lego. It is so amazing. But yeah, I took a huge video of this, so take a look at that. This other little setup over here is basically how it would look. I cut these black poster board pieces out to cover all the rooms. So as someone enters a room, you lift it up. So for example, I would have these black poster board sheets over every single room, cut specifically to size. You enter that room and you just lift that off and see what's inside. So obviously not all that would be visible to the adventurers, but that's really cool. Plus this table, BoardGameTables.com table. Love it. I have drawers on each side. If I could change one thing, I would put cup holders on them. That is an option that they have. And it comes with a cover topper, which is this thing slid over here. So yes, barring a few miniatures I'd have to take off, I normally keep the top on, play games on top, and then have this underneath. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to rip that all up and That'll be good. And then we have, did I take a video of this? I don't think so. Maybe. That is the Folklore the Affliction custom wood box from Dogmite Games, which is pretty cool. And then there is Ricky. He's just sitting there in his amazing Wyvern CCG windbreaker jacket. Oh, here's Wizards and Warriors. Just a couple old school consoles down here. Lots of miniatures, just old school miniatures down there. We have this, what do you call it? What are the foreground terrain? You can get inside of all those buildings. It is awesome. More stuff. That's some of the old pre-painted Rackham Confrontation figures, if you can see that in there. Tons of Free Blade stuff. I love Free Blades. Super Dungeon Explorer. And Puppet Wars. Not Puppets War, but Puppet Wars. I had no clue there was like all these puppet games. DCC Dungeon Crawl Classics. More of these over here. Birthstone Bears. That was kind of a random one to get. More Gemstones. Petting Zoo. These beaver machines are the ultimate machines. This is the Cadillac of capsule vending machines is the beaver. So a couple small 1-inch capsule beavers, the bigger capsule beaver machine. Got this crazy skull thing over here. This is my armoire of old school games. So this is everything. I think I've calculated it out. There's nothing newer than 30 years old in this armoire. So you got Magic Realm, obviously, Dragon Pass, Divine Right, games people that I even hadn't heard of, like Witch Lord, which is kind of an interesting game. But obviously, Fantasy Trip. Folks, if you haven't heard Fantasy Trip, Steve Jackson Games has the rights to it now. He got them back. The original. That's right. They're gonna have box sets of Melee and Wizard again. Can you believe it? There's gonna be a Kickstarter for how he did, you know, the rebirth of Ogre. They're gonna do Steve Jackson Games with Melee and Wizard, the Fantasy Trip. I'm so thrilled about that. Lots of Avalon Hill stuff down there, Wizard's Quest and all that. Then you have Swords and Sorcery, another classic old school fantasy war game. Of course, then over here is my little display counter. I'm constantly putting stuff in there. We got the Munchkin CCG, lots of booster packs. Got a piece of grid wall up there with just a bunch of figures, Battletech, pre-painted Reaper Fantasy figures, and then some Ronin pieces and figures in there. And yes, I don't know, did you know this? That I actually named and created... For Ironwind Metals, on one of their latest Kickstarters, they had the ability to actually get, you can name and create a figure. So, if you can kind of see that in there, that is my guy, Zulktuvia of the Abyss. So anyway, that was really cool. Lots of dice. So yeah, I open those up. We use those dice. I just keep them there because I like this little retail setting that I got going on. Some rare magic card, rare other things. Just a lot of just random card packs and other cool things. When I backed the Joking Hazard thing, they gave me that. Some painted figures, a whole pile more Free Blades figures. Love this RPG poster. This is one of the rarest poster that I have for the Fantasy Trip, which is amazing. And then, of course, all of my blue table painted Warhammer Fantasy figures of Orcs and Goblins and the Empire. Then... this. I finally filled up every single drawer in here. So there's dice in here, dice, tokens, miniatures. There's literally stuff in every single one of these drawers now. A little tripod for my cell phone. This is all my Frostgrave stuff. Gosh, I love Frostgrave, but I love these. I think they're Litco wound counters that you can use for Frostgrave or anything really. So there's a whole bunch of those are magnetic. Dice, measuring tapes, Some Warhammer templates and stuff, coins, tokens, more dice, Pathfinder Tavern Bar box set, more bowls. Oh my gosh, yes. All these bowls, token bowls. I have more over here too. This is my little sleeve central here where I keep all the sleeves for my games, when I want to sleeve a game. And then bowls. Oh yes, token bowls. All day, all night. What else? This is me impulse buying crazy stuff all the time. This is all Mage Knight sealed product, starters, boosters of Whirlwind, Rebellion, Uprising, Minions, and Pyramid Dungeons. So that is that. Let's just take and then of course outside, which is super bright. So this is the layout. Games to the left, table, games over there, video games, couch, crazy miniature setups, all these games over here, vending machines, more games, and then through here is the utility room. But who doesn't want to put a game table in their utility room? So this has a leaf to it and 2 more chairs. So you can sit 8 people at this table. And I actually have played a game in here too. This is my miniature painting table that never gets used. Gets used mostly for crafts like terrain and stuff. When I put together foreground stuff, I'll come over here and do it over here. But I have all these Vallejo paints, these miniatures. These are some of the Chaos Wars figures that I have not yet finished painting, but I have painted some, and I think I have some video on there too, but I just primed those. I have some distilled water down there for painting figures. This is my little turntable spray primer thing. I take that out back and do that. All of this amazing stuff from Scenic Express. All this huge, just look how big these tubs of flock are. Like, you will never go through all that. Well, at least I won't, because I never do anything with it, except every once in a while to base stuff with. More stuff. What is even in here? Oh my gosh, I have Scentsy bars in here. I have that kind of stuff all over. These little tubs are amazing because I will fill it with flock and then stick a miniature in there and shake it around and dump it out. So those are awesome. And then sand and all different kinds of glue, super glues. These are all the little drawers with stuff in there. Fine detail things, clippers, tweezers, X-Acto knives, putty, because I put the miniature on these spools, and that way you can kind of get around it pretty nicely. These helping hands things are just awesome for holding a metal figure together while it's gluing. Green stuff, drills and metal things, and files, and clay kind of sculpting things. So that is all that. Here's all these metal miniatures that I still have to paint, hundreds and hundreds of them. And even more stuff down there. Over here. Oh, this is a sad thing. I have all these battle mats. I need to hang them up. I've seen people take those, you know, pant hangers that have the clamps on either end of the hangers, and they'll clamp a battle mat on there and hang it up. That's what I need to do. These are cigar box 3x3 battle mats. I use those for Frostgrave or Mage Knight. They are awesome. I have lots of rolled up battle mats back there. You probably can barely see. Some other terrain mats. These are a whole bunch of figures. Reaper, that was from Reaper's first Kickstarter for their Bones. Tons of Clan War figures for Legend of the Five Rings Clan War, which is 20 years old or so. Lots of Clan War stuff. And these cases here are now full of my Crowsmaster Arena stuff. All my Crowsmaster 3D terrain is in there. Down below in there, there's a bunch of stuff. Here's just a ton of miniatures, like mostly X-Wing stuff. These boxes are just full of things. I don't even know what's in here. Seriously, what's in there? Oh, there's tokens in there. From some game, I assume. Folding chairs. This is where all my miniature terrain is stored. Miniature Building Authorities, the ultimate terrain pre-painted wargame manufacturer. But also Eslo. Eslo terrain in Germany is unparalleled in their final pre-painted state terrain. I just have it all boxed up. Tons of stuff, little accessories all the way down, way hidden behind there. Trebuchets and stuff from Miniature Building Authority. All these castles, every single one of these buildings you can get inside of. It is fantastic. Love the Wizard's Tower. This is all my Dwarven Forge stuff for caverns and dungeons. And some city builder things. But mostly caverns and dungeons. I am actually in the process of getting plastic tubs. And I'm dumping all this out. I'm going to separate corner walls, separate straight walls, separate floors, separate accessories, and I'm going to have plastic bins for all of it. Because right now this is very prohibitive to wanting to set up something, you know, out there like that when it's all boxed up like this. So nope, we're done with this. We're going to take all this out, dump it out, and sort it. This is all Mage Knight stuff for the most part. The original Mage Knight miniatures game. Still one of my favorite games of all time. Little computer there in case I want background music or look up a rule or something if my phone is somewhere else. I don't know, but there's a lot of... there's never a bad time to have a computer nearby. Whole bunch more shelves full of just random things that I decided to buy. Burger Mania is absolutely hilarious. It's like an assembly line trying to build a burger. It is hilarious. Oh boy, these ROG Rogue Battle Pit things. Magic the Gathering. These were like $3 or $5 a piece when they were selling them out. Of course, all this Battle Claw stuff you've probably seen me get. When Mattel actually sent me the YouTube package for Battle Claw, that just blew my mind because they saw my video. Descent lieutenants and other figures, bosses, lots of pre-painted miniatures or also other painted miniatures. A lot of these boxes down here are full of extra capsules for my vending machines, full of like toys and stuff. Here's my go-to for all my plastic baggies. I know it looks like a mess, and it is. Lots and lots of Dice Masters stuff still in the packages. Mage Knight castles. Lots of foreground terrain are in those boxes. The Ogre Designers Edition is back there. Lots of the resin Dwarven Forge stuff. A lot of other games and just and some other boxes. More boxes over here. More of the common kind of mass market games over here, but also some other figures and terrain. So just to do kind of a quick little panorama kind of thing. So that's what that room looks like in there. So that is my game room 2018. I don't think I've forgotten to go over everything, but I probably have. This actually seemed to be shorter than I was anticipating, but this is Rick's Game Room 2018. Any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will be so happy to answer them. Thank you all so much for watching as always, and until next time.